Hey guys, welcome to episode 3 of Neptune Rain TV. Whilst the live music scene is currently non-existent, we're bringing you a bit of behind the scenes banter and insight into the Neptune Rain world. We want to say a massive thank you to everyone for all the love and support we've received over the last few months. We released our debut single, If That Was Love, on the 19th of July, and the reaction to that has been better than we could have ever hoped for. We also want to say a huge welcome to all our new fans and followers. Thank you for joining our community. It's really exciting to be undertaking this journey with you guys. As always, this episode I'll be chatting to the rest of the Neptune Rain boys, plus we are delighted to be joined by Tom from Vampire Money. As well as finding out about band life and their own lives, I'll be putting everyone through the intense experience of our high drama, high stakes game, Alphabetti Forgetti. A crazy high score of 10 was set by JM Coles last time, and that is going to take some beating, so stay tuned to see how everyone gets on. Right, first up this week, it's our boy Simon, also known as T, one of our guitarists. Hey man, welcome back to episode 3 of Neptune Rain TV. To start off with, we're going to do the A, B or C round, but you've already done 2 of those questions, so your final question is, what was the first gig that you played? What was the band? Where was it? How did it go?
So does school count?
Yeah.
I was in a band in secondary school, and we played like an assembly thing. We just played Holiday by Green Day. And I'd only been playing guitar for like a few months up to that point.
Okay. And how did the performance go down in the assembly?
Yeah, it was like not good, but it was like good enough. It wasn't like nails down a chalkboard or anything.
It's quite a weird environment. Just lots of people just sat there.
Yeah, just like loads of people who don't want to be watching you play, just sat there watching you play. Knowing that you're playing not that well. Just sort of getting on with it.
Yeah. But that's cool though, man. We all got to start somewhere, and that's good. That's quite a big first audience as well.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like clear that I meant to do this, the fact that I kept going after that. After doing that, I didn't feel so bad about it that I was like, no, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah, you'd be like, nothing can be worse than that. The only way is up. The band-related question this week is, what does music and being in a band mean to you?
Well, it's just like a creative outlet, isn't it? It's just like a way of expressing yourself non-verbally, and it's like a brotherhood. So I've always the thing about being in a band, one of the big things that I've always wanted is just being like part of a group with like a joint aim, like being around people and like working towards the same goal. This is that idea has always appealed to me. So yeah. And this band is really cool. And we're making really good music, guys, and you should check it out.
The recommendation round. So like last week, we need to recommend one thing that you think people should either watch or read or listen to, and tell us why you think they should check it out.
The TV show Father Ted. I think more people should watch that. It's just like amazingly funny. It's like an amazingly funny show about like Irish priests on a remote island and their ridiculous lives, and they are ridiculous.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good recommendation, man. Father Ted. What is it on a streaming platform at the moment?
I think it's on Netflix.
Okay.
I think I always watch it on like Channel 4 Demand 4OD. Is that what it's called? Yeah, but I think it is on Netflix as well.
Right, mate, it's that time again. Your favourite round is Alphabetti Forgetti.
Why are you doing this to me?
Just for the purpose of our audience, I'm going to recap on the rules. So in total, there are 26 questions, and you have 60 seconds to answer as many of those correctly as possible. You can pass at any time. I'll take your first answer and move on to the next question, and we can work out what is correct and incorrect off air. The format of the questions is as follows. You'll be given a letter and a category, and you have to give an answer for that category, beginning with the given letter. For example, if I say A, type of tree, ash would be a correct answer. For B, thing you might keep in a tin, biscuits would be acceptable. Cookies wouldn't, as it begins with C. And neither would Barbara Streisand, because although she begins with B, you shouldn't keep people in tins. And I tell you about that all the time, man. You need to take those people out. The first question will be a category where the answer has to begin with A, and the second, the answer will have to begin with B, and then C, and so on. You ready? You look pumped.
Yeah, I'm ready to fail.
I will start the clock after I have given you the letter and the first category. You're ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. A, food.
Artichoke.
B, film.
Babe.
C, an important issue.
Climate change.
D, country.
Denmark.
E, city.
Pass.
F, any item you wouldn't want to find underneath your pillow.
F. Fridge.
G, restaurant.
Pass.
H, musician or solo artist.
Pass.
I, sport.
Ice game.
Oh, time's up. I love that fridge. That's awesome. I do wonder what people are going to come up for that category every time.
That's such a weird category to have.
Yeah, I think it was my 26th category. I was like, I can't think of any more categories. We'll work out the scores off air, man, and then I'll get you back on later on in the show to go through the results with the other boys and find out who this week's winner of Alphabetti Forgetti is. Da, da, da. Thank you very much for taking part again. And we'll speak to you in a bit. Yeah. Okay, guys. Next up on episode 3, we've got our bassist Rob, aka Wilsey. Mate, how you doing? Welcome back.
I'm doing good. It's good to be back.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's 3 weeks in. I don't know how they've been received, these things, but we're having fun while we do them.
Amazed it's got this far. No, it's been great. I to be honest, looking back through the last couple of episodes, I've bloody enjoyed it. So I hope you guys are too. So.
Yeah,
we hope so.
First up, as always, it's the A, B, or C round. As it's week 3, you've only got one letter left, and that letter this week is C. And the question is, what was the first gig that you played? What band was it? What type of music was it? Where was it?
Now, this is going to be very similar to another person's answer because it was actually with my first band, Man Overboard, which Ross was playing in. So we were at the same gig, and I believe it was at the Two Pigs, which is in Cheltenham for sort of people outside of the area. And for those who don't know it that well, it's quite a small venue, does sort of club nights and stuff as well. Yeah, it was just absolute chaos. There was drink flying everywhere, people stormed the stage. It was you couldn't ask for a better first gig, really. It was a lot of fun. I love sort of smaller gigs like that.
Who's wilder on a night out, you or Ross back then?
I think you can probably guess this. I like to think it's me, but I think Ross has probably just got me on that. I don't know, after a few sambucas I get pretty crazy. But,
yeah.
I think he's got me drunk now. He's a good laugh on the night out.
Yeah. The second round is the band related question, and it's what does music mean to you, and what does being in a band mean to you?
Oh, music means a huge amount. I was talking to my parents recently, and they were sort of recounting. I think I must have been about sort of 4 or 5, and I think we must have been in like some church or something like that. They were saying, and they were sort of looking around the church, all the stuff, and I just like ran up to the organ whilst the organist was playing, just stood literally right next to the organ. So it's amazing, like I can still hear, to be honest. But and just started dancing, which is it's just like, it's hilarious looking back at it. But yeah, like my parents basically sort of said, like from that moment on, like they knew that that was the kind of thing that I was always going to be into, and it just means a huge amount. Dancing, exactly. No, but it's yeah, I think it's just one of those things. It's just like, I think some people are just naturally more drawn to music, and that's definitely been the case with me. I think just if I just hear music that I really like, I get, you know, full chills, and you know, sometimes I even tear up if it's really, really good music. So yeah, it means a huge amount. I don't know where I'd be without it, to be honest.
And what's because I know you do some music on your own as well, like your own little projects.
Yeah.
What's it like being in a band and doing music?
Doing stuff on the side. I think it's good. I think it's in some ways healthy. I mean, I've definitely been in situations before where I sort of overstretched, I think, you know, where you've got sort of too many projects going on and they start conflicting. I think you find out quite quickly when that's the case. But I do think it's quite healthy because it means you can kind of dabble in different styles. And actually one thing I love about our music is that I can kind of do that anyway. I don't feel sort of restricted. I don't feel like I need to kind of go, no, this isn't so much Neptune Rain, which is good because I can kind of pour my influences from all over the place, and I feel like we make really good music. So yeah.
Awesome. And we have fun while we do it.
We do. We have a lot of fun.
Even if we are socially distancing online.
We're having fun now.
Okay, the next round is the recommendation round. So I want you to recommend one thing that people should either watch or read or listen to, and tell us why you think they should check it out. Okay,
well, recently, I suppose most recently, I've been watching The Life of Brian, which many of you know is an absolute classic, especially sort of people of a certain age group. But it's timeless. It's so good. Always makes me laugh, and I just love that it's one of the few Python films that kind of has a narrative, because they always go a little bit off on one, and they're always a bit crazy, but and some good morals in it as well. Yeah, I love that film.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, but it's I guess throughout everything they do, there's just so many classic little sketches and little scenes.
Like
just
substitute
iconic
scenes, yeah. Well, I think that's the special thing about it, because I think although I love the Holy Grail, it's a little less coherent. It's just sort of crazy with all the little sketches, whereas that's kind of got a narrative. And then obviously there's the classic scene at the end, like always look on the bright side of life, with where they're up on the crosses, and that's you can't beat that. And I always think that's a nice sort of life lesson. That like, whenever I'm down, I listen to that song. So it's it's always got a sort of special place for me, that one.
Okay, mate, so it's time for Alphabetti Forgetti. As always, I'm going to give you a letter and a category, and you've got to give me an answer for that category, beginning with that letter. I will start the clock once I've given you the first letter and category. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Here we go. A, food.
Apple.
B, film.
Pass.
C, an important issue.
Culture.
D, country.
Denmark.
E, city.
Pass.
F, an item you wouldn't want to find underneath your pillow.
Pass.
G, restaurant.
Pass.
H, musician or solo artist.
Pass.
I, sport.
Pass.
J, game.
Jumanji.
K, item of clothing.
Pass.
L, household object.
Loom.
Time is just up, so that one, you've got that in just in time. How did that feel?
That was tough. There was one that I definitely could have got. I sort of suddenly thought of an answer about a split second after I passed on it. So kicking myself on that. Other than that, I think it was just, there were a few that I was just never going to get an answer to. That was difficult, that one.
Yeah, there was a few tricky ones come up there. We'll work out your score, man, and I'll get you back on later in the show with all the other boys, and we'll go through the results and see who's won this week's Alphabetti Forgetti. There's a lot
I
at
look
stake, a
forward
lot of
to it.
personal
It'd
pride.
be interesting to see how they do, because that was tough.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, man, for taking part. We'll catch you later on.
Cheers, take care, man.
See ya.
Bye.
Okay, delighted to be joined by Ross, our guitarist. How you doing, man?
Hello, loyal viewers.
Are you ready for another exciting round of questions and game of Alphabetti Forgetti?
How I ever? I messed up down last time. So
Okay. So yeah, aiming for bigger things this time.
redemption, man.
Okay, right. First up, man, we've got the A, B, or C round. And the question that you are left with this week is, what was the first gig you went to? Where was it? Who did you go with? What was it like?
I guess the first like major gig that I went to would have been Foo Fighters and Biffy Clyro at Wembley,
Okay.
which was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
And
it
as
sounds
far
like it would be.
As far as support acts go, that's value for money.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, I guess that's the first like major gig that I went to. I mean, you go to you do the local scene, don't you? But
Yeah.
that was my first major one. In
Yeah.
the deep end as well, man. Wembley, you know,
Yeah, was it at the arena or stadium?
stadium.
Oh, cool.
It was awesome, mate. And it rained as well.
Okay.
It's just like, I love concerts. I love when it rains, man. It just adds so much, you know. Like Dave Grohl closing on "Best of You" in the rain.
Yeah,
You know
sounds
what-
beautiful.
You know, one of those gigs when the crowd is just belting every lyric back at the band louder than they're singing it. It's just it was sick, man.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. That sounds awesome. The next question, man, is a band-related question, and it's, what does music and being in a band mean to you?
I think certainly with this band, I think it's been such an awesome support network. And you know, and I know it's an old cliche, but as you know, it kind of become like a little dysfunctional family. It's been able to do something I enjoy with three of my best friends. You know, you couldn't ask for more.
Okay, the next question is the recommendation round, and I want you to recommend one thing that people should either watch, read, or listen to, and tell us why they should check it out.
I don't know, man. Do you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say more people should watch the news, and they should stay in touch with current events. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay, cool. Any particular
BBC,
channel?
man.
BBC.
BBC.
Okay.
BBC for the news, yeah. I mean, it's not really. It's kind of 20 seconds repeated all day, you know, and you get that airplane going across the bottom. It's like, breaking news, and you're like, what? When? That's why I'm a big BBC fan.
Big BBC fan. Awesome. Other news channels are available. Tell us your favourite news channels in the comments down below, guys. Yeah, awesome. And mate, it's that time of the day again when it's time for some Alphabetti Forgetti.
I let myself down the last one, bro. I gotta do better. I've been doing pull-ups during the break. Feeling good.
Awesome, you're pumped.
There was no break, viewers. That's just.
It's BBC, man. They don't do commercial breaks. As always, I'll start the clock after I've given you the first letter and the first category.
Let's do this, bro.
Okay, good luck. A, food.
Apple.
B, film.
Pass.
C, important issue.
Climate change.
D, country.
Denmark.
E, city.
Pass.
F, an item you wouldn't want to find under your pillow.
Foot.
G, restaurant.
Garfunkels.
H, musician or solo artist.
Pass.
I, sport. Oh, time's up.
Oh, man, that was tough.
Yeah, how did you find that?
That was tough, bro.
How do you think you did?
worse than I'm getting worse. The first time I got 7, then I got 6. This is gonna be 5. It's gonna be 5.
Mate, thanks so much for taking part. I'll speak to you in a bit with the results.
Peace out.
Cheers. Right, guys, as always, every week we've got a guest from another band to talk about their band. And this week we're delighted to be joined by Tom from Vampire Money. Mate, how you doing, buddy?
Not too bad, and you?
Yeah, good, thanks, man. Thank you so much for joining us.
Cool, that's all right.
Do you want to start off, man, by telling us a little bit about Vampire Money, what your kind of style is, what you guys got planned, and what's been going on?
Yeah, we started a couple of years ago, and I think we started with the, I guess, the genre of work, whatever, sort of thinking more punk than anything, sort of punk rock. And I think as we've gone on, that sort of evolved down to more alternative rock and sort of more of that with a few punky elements.
Okay.
And more emo than anything, because obviously. And yeah, so we released our first single in October last year, and we'd started gigging earlier on in that year as well. Had a whole campaign up to our album, which we released in March this year. And yeah, then we've just been working on other stuff since then, and yeah.
Awesome. How have the releases gone so far?
Yeah, no, it's been cool. Like when we first released the first single, and obviously put a bit of promotion on that, and we had loads of really unexpected responses from just random, not a huge amount, but just random people all over the country, and having some really nice conversations with people, which that showed me that's really the best bit about releasing something, and finding those people that actually the song resonates with them. And yeah, it was amazing to find a few people that really loved it and have sort of quite deep conversations with them.
That's awesome. Cool. I think it is nice, isn't it, when you people you don't know kind of come across you and go, oh yeah, I really like this, and you're like, wow, okay, awesome.
It's very validating.
What Vampire Money track should people check out first?
We just released on the 14th of August. We just released a new single, which we've been working on through the lockdown, called King of Beggars, which we think is our best thing we've put out yet. So they should check out that, I guess.
And what's the best gig that you guys have ever played?
I'd say it's between a couple, because we've had a couple that we played at the Frog and Fiddle in Cheltenham, and there's a couple where that's been the place that's been like the biggest crowd a couple of times, and you get a really cool feeling from that. But I think the best one we've had, just because it's a bit more unique. Do you know the Dick Whittingtons in Gloucester?
I know the name, but I haven't been there.
Yeah, it's it's a pub, and they've got a little venue downstairs. And the first time we played there, we thought we were going to do a half an hour set, and then it turned into a 45-minute set. So we were like, well, we're not ready for that. So we just made a little sort of 15-minute acoustic bit, which we just put in the middle of the set, and then that made it feel really cool. And then there was just like a really nice vibe of people there, and it wasn't like a huge amount of people. It was a really nice vibe of people. The other band, Down Not Out, Cheltenham as well, were great. Yeah, it was just a really nice vibe and nice little unique one.
On the subject of gigs, what is the best gig you've ever been to?
I think there's another 2 there. I've got. When I went to see Panic at the Disco in 2017, that really felt like the gig that I watched and was really like, I want to do that. So I think that was quite a big one.
Okay.
And then the other one, just because it's funny, me and my mate went to see Busted at the Royal Albert Hall a couple of years ago.
Awesome.
And it's just the way it happened. We decided to go like 2 days before, or the day before, and managed to get tickets for like seated tickets for like 10 quid. And got the bus to London for 75p or something. Planning to get there, see the gig, and then come back at like 2 in the morning. And we got there, and they supported themselves and had an acoustic set before the full electric set, which was pretty cool. So it was all nice. We were seated for the acoustic set, and it was all nice. And then we got to the bit in the middle where you're like, it's going to be all rocky, and we kind of want to be standing for that bit. So we thought we'd try our luck and just go downstairs and see if there's any way, you know, you could pay 15 quid and get into standing. But we went to the door guy and said, oh, is there any chance we can get in? And he said, no, sorry, no chance, off you go. So we go down the stairs, and then he like ran down after us and said, lads, sorry, my boss was up there. If you wait till the lights go down, I'll just let you come in.
Amazing.
So we just hung around in the bar for a bit, and then the lights went down. So we went in and we just slipped right in. It was amazing.
That's quality. Who is the most useful member of Vampire Money in an emergency, and why?
Do they have to be in Vampire Money?
Does that mean that no one's very good in an emergency?
I don't want any, including me, I don't want any of us in an emergency, really. Can I have Dave Grohl? I think he'd be great. Because I don't want any of us.
Yeah, I think Dave Grohl, cool, calm and collected.
He'd be brilliant.
Yeah. Be awesome. Cool.
Honorary member of Vampire Money, he doesn't know.
And now he's got a feature on a track. Now that we've said this, he's got no choice.
Well, exactly.
The YouTube's demanding it. Is there a song that you wish you'd written, and what is it?
Do you know Boys Don't Cry by As It Is? Stigma.
No.
I think it's that song is one that, because it's, do you know Boys Don't Cry by The Cure?
Yeah.
Yeah. It really feels like it, and I love that song.
Okay.
And I love the one by As It Is as well. And it feels like the As It Is one is very conscious of the one obviously written decades ago. And it sort of deals with the same thing, just in a modern way. And I just think that's really, really cool.
What have you been watching recently on TV or anything like that?
Weirdly, because even though there's a lockdown, I've still not watched very much. But I've sort of got a massive list of stuff I'm meaning to watch. So I'm really meaning to start The Last Kingdom.
Okay, yep.
At the moment, because I've heard lots of good stuff about that. But I've been meaning to start that for like 3 weeks. I don't know what I do with my time, because everyone's got loads of time.
What have you been listening to recently?
I've been listening a lot to a band that another guy in our band, Alfie, has been listening to a lot recently, called Hot Milk. Do you know that?
No.
I've been just starting to get into them after he's been banging on about them for ages. And they're starting to come into my repertoire a bit, and I'm really liking what they're doing. And then the other band, sort of my favourite band at the moment, like I pretty much said before, is As It Is at the moment. So they're probably my two most listened to at the moment.
Which artist would you most like to collaborate with?
Well, Dave Grohl's got to do it, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's already been. Yeah, no choice, mate. How has lockdown affected Vampire Money?
Yeah, I mean, it affected us in a pretty big way, because we had a whole tour planned and sort of sorted, we were going to have a album, because our album came out on the 13th of March, and then we were going to have a sort of a release party thing at the Frog on the 26th, which was obviously literally the week after the lockdown properly happened. So we lost that, and then we had like 10 dates. We had a few, what did we have? We had Bath, Cardiff, Bristol, Leicester, and then we had a little section in the north with like Manchester, Leeds, Huddersfield, Sheffield, and we had a London one.
Amazing.
And so that obviously went down the pan.
Yeah.
Which was great. So that's the grim bit, but then we tried to we all lived together in Cheltenham. So we just tried to be as productive as possible.
What are your plans for the immediate future?
Yesterday, we announced our EP that we've been working on in the lockdown to follow the single that we put out in back halfway through August. So we'll be releasing another single from that literally next week, and then the EP will come out a couple months. That's a lie. A couple weeks after that, and from there, I guess we've got more stuff buzzing a bit behind the scenes, which will hopefully come to fruition a bit. But we'll ride off that for a bit, and hopefully we can get back into gigs again, like we've said a lot, and just depends what the world wants to do.
Yeah. And what will success look like to you?
I'm not interested in getting to be a huge band at all. I think being able to do it for a living, which not raking in loads, just literally for a living, I think would be amazing. Because then it's the thing of then not having to do anything on the side to sustain it. It's sustaining itself. So I think that's probably part of it. And then also my favourite bit about the stuff we've put out before is all the people that have liked our music and reached out, and having conversations with people about that, and then about what the music's actually about, and that's the success to me. I think feeling like it's resonating with people and helping people, and that's it sounds really cliche, but I think that's what it's for, really.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's a really nice answer, man. That's really cool. Okay, mate. So I've prepped you on the rules. It's our very, very, very important, very dramatic game, Alphabetti Forgetti. You feel confident on how to play?
Yep. Yeah.
You feel confident you're going to do well?
No.
I wouldn't either, but I don't have to be in that position, so it's very nice. And I'll start the timer after I've given you the letter and the first category.
Okay.
Yeah, good luck. A, food.
Apple.
B, film.
Braveheart.
C, an important issue.
Climate change.
D, country.
Denmark.
E, city.
Edinburgh.
F, an item you wouldn't want to find underneath your pillow.
Frog.
G, restaurant.
Pass.
H, musician or solo artist.
It's going to be something obvious, but pass.
I, sport.
Ice hockey.
J, game.
Pass.
K, item of clothing. Oh, and that's time. Goodness me. I think you did it right, man. How did that feel?
All right.
Yeah.
My whole body is tense, but it was okay.
Tom, man, thank you so much for taking part. I'm going to check out your score and compare it to the other boys and see how you got on.
Awesome.
Really, really good luck with the EP release, and I know the single's just come out as well. So yeah, but thank you for joining us, buddy. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Good luck with all of your guys' stuff. Whatever happens.
Thank you. Cheers, mate. Okay, right, guys, I've got you back together to announce the results of this week's Alphabetti Forgetti. Are you excited to find out who won?
Is that why we're here?
Yeah.
I was wondering.
Yeah.
Who are we? What's going on?
Where
That
am
and
I?
the salsa lessons in the park.
He's not talking about me, boys. It must have been about one of you.
So, the results this week, there were 2 5s, a 6, and a 7.
Oh, boys.
So it's quite tight
Closer.
again.
Yeah.
Now, obviously,
That's
Ross,
reassuring.
you won the first episode, so that put
I did.
Neptune Rain 1-0 up against the guests.
Mm-hmm.
Then episode 2, JM
The
Coles
guest
won
strike back.
to bring
Yeah,
it 1
he
all.
took one for the guests.
So this
I
week,
can't keep carrying this team, boys. I can't keep carrying this team.
in joint third, with 5 each, was Ross and Rob.
Oh, Rob.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, it's me against.
Go on, Simon.
In
See, I
second
hope to live and
place,
die with you, bro.
with 6, was Simon.
Oh.
So in 7th place was Tom from Vampire Money, Well done, Tom.
Oh, well done, Tom.
You've put the guests 2-1 up in the series. Shame on us, because there's 3 of you guys. You still can't win.
Whose side are you on?
We can work coherently as a band, but when it comes to the quiz, nah.
Yeah. If we add all your scores
Keep the
together,
game
we
anyway.
spanked him.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Guys, thank you so much for taking part again. We'll play again next month. And hopefully we can restore some pride into this little NR community.
We'll practice this time.
Yeah, nothing's
Awesome.
gonna beat me now.
Right, thanks guys, take it easy, catch you later. Guys, thank you so much for joining us for episode 3 of Neptune Rain TV, and thank you to Tom from Vampire Money for taking part. We'll see you guys again next month for more quirky shenanigans. Please remember to keep listening to and sharing our debut single, If That Was Love, on YouTube and Spotify, and keep your eyes peeled as it might not be long before there's new Neptune Rain music headed your way. Stay safe, stay kind, peace out.